something spiritual.
So I'm one of those weird Christian guys that hears voices, or actually sometimes gets impressions. So I have people in my vehicle, and recently I had a girl who, she was really stressed out. She was on her way to an audition, and she had just come from work, and she's a barista. When she got in the car, obviously I could tell she was stressed. She was in a hurry. She had canceled another Lyft rider because he couldn't find her. She needed to get there on time. But when she got in, I just realized like she was really stressed and worried, and I got an impression that she had something wrong with her hand. And I mean, you might think I'm weird, but I do pick up on people's energy. So I said, hey, do you have something going on with your hands? And she's like, well, yeah. And I was like, your left hand specifically, right? Like you have an injury there? And she's like, I've been working all day and my hand just really hurts. How did you know that? Are you psychic? And I'm like, well, not exactly, but I do, sense people's pain for a purpose. I think God wants to heal you. So I got a chance to pray with her, and she got out of the car happy, a lot more calmed down, and ready for her audition.
Awesome. The first time I did an Uber pool, I picked up this young lady, graduated from college a little while ago, and we were driving, we're talking about the law of attraction, talking about attracting things into life and everything like that. And I'm like thinking, as I found out we're taking in another rider in the Uber pool, I'm like, okay, how am I going to work this other person into the conversation? And as soon as the other one showed up, I looked and I go, she is the one in the back in 20 years.
Wow.
But I didn't say that because people
Right.
might be weirded out if you say that. So I looked at that connection between the two, and I wanted to see how the conversation goes. And what I do is I because it's like he has his Christian way of doing it, and I have like upping the vibration of the conversation. Kardashian, low vibration. I just put it up a little too much. I try not to go too high because it gets a little weird for people, but I just like up the conversation a little and just keep it above because we're in my car, but it's a co-creation. So as I'm talking about it and we're going, and I work her into the conversation, and we're talking about the law of attraction, it turns out they were both orphans around it. And it turns out the younger one had found her parents in a year, and at the end of when I was letting the older lady out, it turns out that they exchanged their information, and the younger one was going to help the older one find her parents.
Wow, that's awesome.
So to do that. So that's the type of consciousness I try to create in it. And sometimes it's just being funny. Sometimes it's just being quiet and sending some positive vibes to them. So it's like, that's something that you can create that fits with your brand and fits with what you're all about in your own way.